tonight in this reporter's opinion. And once again, Toronto back in the lead at 4-3. 30 seconds in the game. 4-3 Toronto. Detroit net is empty. The Wings can't get anything organized here. Fedorov. Long one. Rebound. Gill. Fedorov. Primo. Fedorov in the corner with 12 seconds. In front. Fedorov. Shepard shoots. He scores! He scores! 7.8 seconds to go in the game, and Ray Shepard, goal number 42, is tying it up at 4.
Red-hot Ray Shepard may have stung a few generations of Toronto fans, but this is a new era for the Leafs, and overtime proved that. The captain, Wendell Clark, came up big.
Gill to Gilmore. Gilmore breaks in, leaves it. McCarthy scores!
Toronto takes the day, but you can be sure this rivalry will be revisited. 7 years ago, the NHL stopped its season for 5 days to allow an all-star team to play a 2-game set with the Soviets at Rendezvous 87. It was a huge success and a version of what it might take if the league were to allow players to represent their countries at the Winter Olympics. We asked a number of stars if they were interested in a dream team concept, and we got something of a mixed response.
We do have a long season, 84-game schedule. I don't see us as players going overseas, jeopardizing our careers, our jobs back in the States about getting hurt.
You're the team's investment, and you don't want your investment going out and getting hurt through the Olympic program.
Well, I've got mixed feelings on that. I would love to be a part of it.
It's a fake! Yes. He scores! Game Fedorov!
With 2 months remaining, on a breakaway.
Penalty shot, fashion bingo. Here you go. Fedorov against Joseph. Fake! Yes. He scores! Game Fedorov!
With 2 months remaining, fresh off talk of retirement, Mario Lemieux returned to the ice for the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Civic Center celebrated Lemieux's presence and what it can mean. The opposition was the Dallas Stars, and Rusty for Mario is still a lot.
Francis wins the draw to Murphy. Lemieux going to the net. He's right there. A shot. He shoots and scores! And Carl Arnold slick from Turtles break. Mario Lemieux. Around to Mario, left wing corner, and he handles the biscuit. Out to Murphy, center point. Turns, shoots and scores! The Penguins get big dividends early from Mario Lemieux. Now, hallelujah, Hollywood.
Mario did fine, but the game really belonged to Paul Broughton and the Stars, who outshone the Penguins in a 9-3 romp.
Broughton shooting, and Reagan came right out. He stopped the play. He went scrambling now, diving to the right of the net. Now a backhander goes off of him and in the net. Paul Broughton with a beautiful goal. Here come the Stars, 2-on-1. Oh, Dallin comes in, makes a little move in front, open net, and a shot by Broughton. Paul Broughton on the 2-on-1, cashes in. Dono again moving in. Around the Penguins goal, comes right off, beats Reagan with a beautiful move, and it's 9-3 Dallas.
A shining night for the Stars, who notched their 5th straight road win. But the Penguins, despite the loss, were just happy that the big man made it through the night.
I felt pretty good, but...
Was in the net for the next tilt, one against the slumping Winnipeg Jets, and Lemieux gave his back the night off. No problem for the Pens, who took it to the Jets with some fine work from Joe Mullen.
Ulanoff gave it away. Mullen stick handling to the net, right, it scores! What a move by Joe Mullen to beat Bob Essinger.
Pittsburgh was on its way to a 5-3 win, a milestone victory, in fact, for Tom Barrasso, the 253rd of his career. With that, he surpassed Frank Brimsek to become the winningest American-born goalie of all time. After the game, a big announcement. Defenseman Marty McSorley was traded back to Los Angeles along with Jim Pack in return for...
Gates looking around like, what hit me? He really rocked him.
For the Chicago Blackhawks, a fluke in the schedule, or should we say a fin in the schedule, with 3 games in 6 days against the San Jose Sharks. The first was at a neutral site in Sacramento. The next 2 were in San Jose. All 3 were sold out. With 18 wins going into the Chicago encounter, the Sharks had already set a franchise record for victories. It's no secret now that this club is for real. Life hasn't been quite as upbeat for the Black. Making their way to San Jose did not help the Hawks. The Sharks had too much bite.
Away for Osland. He's in. He centered. They score. A 2-on-0 as two Hawks collided at center. Makarov makes it 1-0 Sharks. To the far point, Norton goes up the boards with it. Makarov near side to Osland. To the top of the ring. Fires. Belfort is a rebound. They score. Makarov. And the poke at the rebound. He scores his second goal of the game. And San Jose has a 3-1 lead. Give it back to Chelios, who shoots. It didn't get past the traffic. Now Matoa shot. And a save by Irbe. And he hangs on.
The Sharks won the first two games 4-3, and the last of the set would prove even tighter.
For the ring, Osland. Centered Makar. What a save by Belfort. Rebound. Belfort covered it up.
A 0-0 tie through two periods and into the third. Both goaltenders, Arturas Irbe for San Jose and Ed Belfour for Chicago, protected their nets in dramatic fashion. The game would not be decided until the 59th minute, and it was huge for the guys in white.
Held in by Lariano. In front of Garpenlov. Centered one. Osland. He scores! Sanders Osland with 1 minute to go in the game has scored the first goal of the game. And the Blackhawks had possession, couldn't get it out, and they may pay the ultimate price with a defeat. He got it to the deep slot. McGinnis, a shot, they score! What a defeat.
Joe Nieuwendyke's 35th goal of the season gave the Flames a 2-1 lead going into the third period. And then, all of a sudden, the Hawks came to life.
Roenick racing over the flame line, weaves to the far side, shoots, he scores! A blazing wrister from JR, and this game tied at 2. Who jammed it free behind the net, centered. Vernon blocked the pass and lays there. Route 2, he scores! And Route 2 puts the Hawks in front 3-2. Now the puck came free. Poulin to Roenick, centering. Murphy scores! A great pass from Roenick, and Murphy had a tap in. And the Blackhawks now have scored 3 straight and lead 4-2.
If it's really true that all's well that ends well, then the Hawks, following sweet pass from Marty McInnis, and then returns the favor with a beautiful setup.
Poked by Ferraro. Here's Marty McInnis. Drop pass between his legs. And Ferraro in front, score for the Islanders.
What a gorgeous pass from Ray Ferraro.
McInnis to Ferraro, back to McInnis. That's teamwork. That's a better way. Who became the league's 39th player to notch 1,000 points.
Back to Stevens, who fires, score! We're tied, and right out in front, the tip-in by guess who? Bernie Nichols, number 1,000.
And it's been a milestone season for Dale Hawerchuk, who earlier played his 1,000th game and recently joined elite company when it comes to assists.
Right over to Hawerchuk. 5 seconds left of the 2-minute minute. Score! Donald Dead.
On that goal, Hawerchuk became just the 14th player ever to record his 800th assist. And finally, what might be...
Renberg digging with Brindamore. 2-on-3. Renberg going to come right out in front. Score! A great goal by Michael Renberg. Oh, what a tremendous effort right from his own end of the ice.
Mark setting things up for Boston, leading this game 2-1. Presley in pursuit of that puck, takes the shot. Riendo got caught. Rebound. Presley again. He scores. Wade Presley. 1, 2. 3 times. Hits it.
Lafayette, en zone d'énergie. Lafayette toujours, et goal!
Sandstrom. Out it to Gretzky, who looks for Huddy. He chipped it around a pass. Shot, he scores! Charlie Huddy! He passed it to himself around a check, walked it alone, and fired it by a startled Ed Belfour.
Eugene able to clear it. Brendan Shanahan racing after it. Poppy with a burst of speed. Gets there. Shanahan got a shot away. He scores!
Watch the play that Shanahan makes to protect the puck from Paul Coffey.
At that kick save, give me the biscuit. Give that kick save. Give me the biscuit. Give me those skaters, not those skaters. Give me the real stuff. Yeah, him. Can you dent the twine? Good. Give me the siren. Give me the post Zamboni. Give me that, and that. Not her. Yeah, him. Take that. Take him. Take that. Give me the box. If it's in the game, it's in the game. NHL PA and NHL Hockey for Super NES and Sega Genesis. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Back here, this is what the Canadians wanted, was a strong start to the game. This is the first shift, open the game up, and what the Islanders didn't want was to get behind, and that happened in their next shift. But look at them buzz around. They're a handful for any defense in the National Hockey League. And watch the grinding here. Leclerc, there's Muller in on Uwe Krupp. Big guy, Leclerc's coming in again. Keane, they just buzz, they buzz. They're so persistent in the pursuit. Keane knocks two guys off the puck. And there's Muller with the backhand. Leclerc battles back to get in front and to screen Glenn Healy. And then late in the period.
On in just a moment, but first some memories from Stanley Cup play. It was 7 years ago. Rick Green helped a 4-1 lead over Calgary for Montreal. Patrick Roy held off a furious rush from the Flames at the finish. He was the MVP, and Bob Gainey raising the Canadiens' 22nd and last Stanley Cup. 13 years ago, Bobby Nystrom tipping in John Tonelli's feed past Pete Peters in overtime. Islanders win 5-4 for their first of 4 straight Stanley Cups. Hoping to go back to Toronto with a chance to wrap this things up. However, it won't look that way because this one is now tied at 2 games apiece. Barry Melrose and Pat Burns both look on for pivotal Game 4. And Doug Gilmour, he'd been off his game a little bit the last couple of games. He comes from behind the net, though. Rudy with the save. Bob Rouse knocks it in, 1-0 Leafs. Mike Eastwood's pass deflects off Alexei Zhitnik's skate. Pass Rudy between his legs through the 5-hole, whatever you want to say. 2-0 Leafs. Felix Potvin, the save on Millen. Then Donnelly to preserve the lead. Rob Blake shot, and Gretzky is there to back end in the rebound. 2-1. Mike Krushelnyski then works the puck off the boards to Mike Foligno. He tips it past Rudy, 3-1. And then Mike Eastwood on the breakaway, stopped by Rudy, but Pearson on the rebound. Mike Foligno says this was the game to win.
Well, it was very important for us to have this type of a game that we did tonight. I think that it's something we've talked about at great length, and we weren't very happy with our game the last couple of games. We knew the importance of Game 4. We've talked about it before. Burnsy has mentioned to us before that the team
didn't have the same judgment, and they got burnt. This is Game 3. Zhitnik going almost coast to coast, and it's just deflected, but that was a rocket that went by Potvin. Here's a penalty-killing situation. Defenseman Marty McSorley breaks it up, 2-on-1. To Curry, no mistake. Great play by the big defenseman. And now you'll see Blake coming in on the pass from Sandstrom, top of your screen. Rob Blake, the defenseman, number 4, scoring a goal. So 3 goals, big plays by the defenseman in Game 3. The Kings went on to win it. Watch the same Rob Blake right here make a bad decision in the neutral zone. And now it's a 2-on-1 for the Maple Leafs. 1 guy back. That's Zhitnik. And he's not going to make the save. He actually deflected it in off his skate. And now you'll see McSorley, defenseman, coming in. He doesn't shoot. He tries to deke. Not bad. There's Zhitnik, number 2, coming in, circled. 2 defensemen caught. And you've got a 2-on-0 breakaway right here. And Sandstrom is doing everything he can do. And we just saw this goal. You'll see the 3rd Maple Leaf put it in the net. So it's great for your defensemen to join the rush, but they have to be selective. If they aren't selective, then it's up to the forwards to back them up. So I would think that Barry Melrose will say, look, boys.
Forward in just a moment. 2-0 after 1 period, although it could have been 2-1. Ray Ferraro had the shot that beat Patrick Roy, but oh, the goaltender's best friend, the post, there to kick it to the left.
An attack on Glenn Healy and scored 2 goals with their 11 shots, but they limited the New York Islanders to only 7 shots with blocks just like this. Guy Carbonneau was terrific. One thing working in the Montreal Canadiens' favor is that the Islanders have become predictable because they know they're going to shoot. Here is the first goal of the hockey game. I think that's the second goal of the hockey game. Mike Keane with his line mates John Leclerc and Kirk Muller doing a lot of the work on the play.
But point damage there. Benoit Hogue brings it in. Hogue backhands it in for Thomas, intercepted Desjardins. That's the second time in this game where we've seen DiPietro offside. That is not a goal. That is an offside, and Thomas didn't like it and elbowed DiPietro.
And Healy didn't like it before Thomas didn't like it. He looked like he took a swing at DiPietro with his stick as DiPietro deked him.
And the Islanders have had their fill of Paul DiPietro. He's only 5'9", but he has played like he is 6'2" in this series, not only offensively, but physically. Small forward for the Canadians that plays big, 5'9", 181 pounds. Fourth-round pick that the Canadians have brought along well. He scored more goals in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. Here comes the pass. It was close, but it was offside. The whistle went right here, and after he shoots, watch Healy. See Healy with the jab.
Sometimes you ought to let sleeping dogs lie. If DP.
Look at the Healy jab. Glenn Healy heard the whistle. Nice poke check, Glenn. It was just about 4 feet too high.
Never mind the puck.
Canadians came close to going up 3-0. Benoit Brunet with a good backhand shot that Healy was able to get. Glenn Healy's not as aggressive against the Canadians as I thought he would be. Gary's had a terrific series, but he's really held 3-0 because of a mistake. Misread that allowed Stéphane Lebeau to jump in. Pat Flatley, because of the quick turnover, lost his man, Vincent Damphousse. And Damphousse really made a good shot. Good execution. Low to the stick side. He had time to look up. But a terrific pass from Stéphane Lebeau. Somebody who can hold his guys in when the wave turns again. What you have to call a stranglehold on the New York Islanders.
The Islanders, even though we're just 2 minutes into the second period, have really got to go after it now. In front, Ferraro. Ferraro a chance. Why the save? Rebound. Why the save on Flatley? Puck loose. Not long enough. Wow, reaches out and pulls it in.
That was the chance for the Islanders to get right back into it. But that is also the trademark of a terrific goaltender. Somebody who can hold his guys in when the wave turns against you and comes the other way. Ray Ferraro had time, not only in the backhand, watch it, turnover by Lyle Online. Good play by Benoit Hogue. Instead of taking the backhand shot, Ferraro even had time to turn, and then Flatley with his backhand shot. Look at Patrick Waugh. Look where Ferraro was going. He was trying for a 5-hole. There was no room at all between Patrick Waugh's legs. Great recovery by Patrick Waugh to take away the low portion of the net. He wasn't going to get to his feet, but he at least took away low. You lose a face-off and you're in. You're generally going to give up a scoring opportunity. Look at Mike Keane. He got most of this. Jeff Norton let Keane go down and then tried to shoot it over him, but it creased the pants and rear end of Mike Keane and kind of turned into a knuckleball. You know, Jeff Norton had an option to step wide on this one or to shoot. He just opted to shoot over Mike Keane. Once again, the Canadians anticipating shots from every puck carrier. You don't put anybody away.
3-on-2 break. Norton, the shot. Save again by Waugh. Delgarno, center, Turgeon, can't get it. Puck still free, Turgeon, Bullock. Dion out there now with Keane, there's Dion. Dion shot, Healy the save, knuckleball, rebound, Keane, save by Healy. Cleared up and by Hill.
Well, so far, Patrick Waugh is earning this shutout for the Montreal Canadiens. He has been a wall of proof to Delgarno, perfect position for Patrick Waugh. And as is the case very often, the Canadians were right down to the other than usual. Here's that Carbonneau chance at the other end. A terrific three-way pass that Denny Savard just basically deflected over to Guy Carbonneau. You know what Carbonneau did when he missed this? He stood there for about 2 seconds. He slammed his stick in the ice, and he skated over to the bench by himself, animatedly talking the whole time to nobody but himself. He went and tapped the boards in front of about 4 guys to say, I owe you one, or let's keep it gold medal. Check the number of players in this series alone who are U.S. born. 11 total, 7 for the Islanders, Mullen, Vasky, Curvers, Norton, LeChance, Marty McGinnis, and Tom Fitzgerald. And for the Canadians, John Leclerc, Matt Schneider, Ed Ronan, and Sean Hill. Brad Delgarno didn't have him. Super play by Kurt Muller. He waited until he got full control. That's Delgarno and Leclerc right there. The second chance, Brad Delgarno didn't have position, and nobody had position on Leclerc. Look, somebody had to move to him. And the problem when you're defending is that you got to get to him from behind. Now that's really Tom Fitzgerald's man. Number 14 is the center. He was
off the draw, scores! J.J. Daigneault!
The Montreal defensemen scored 60 goals in 84 games. Coming into tonight's game, they'd only scored 3 goals in 14 playoff games. There's another chance. Yes! Has made them pay for it dearly. Damphousse with the pressure between Norton and Uwe Krupp. Krupp lost the puck, and Brian Bellows just walked into that one. This is the 4th goal of the hockey game. A reverse angle look at J.J. Daigneault's goal on the pass from Brian Bellows. Where are the Islanders? Nobody moved to him. missed assignments, poor reads, and the Montreal Canadiens taking advantage. And finally, they all start looking around for their coverage. Boys, not over.
Why would they play New York, New York at this point?
It's the strangest thing that's happened in the playoffs. Thomas scores a goal, and they started playing New York, New York. Bellows gloves it down. Brian Bellows adding one to his total. Flatley. While over line, handing Ferraro in. Ferraro, big chance. Wow, the save again. Patrick Waugh.
A couple of things they've done well in the past. Number one, keep Luc Robitaille off that score sheet. Only one shot in the first 3 games. He had 5 in Game 4, but still hasn't scored a goal. Second, Wayne Gretzky hasn't had the monster game. The Leafs have to stop that from happening. Also, a good sign for Toronto, Doug Gilmour, who carried this team through the first couple of rounds, hasn't been so imposing in this series yet. The Leafs continue to win. Coach Pat Burns has them playing a defensive style. It's worked in the past. It could work again against LA, and if it does, this place will be rocking, and yes, they'll be closer to Stanley coming back to town.
Them because they were in close, difficult saves. Ray Ferraro off the pad. I'm kind of surprised Ray Ferraro didn't go high on that one. They know Waugh goes down in close. Ferraro again. Pat Flatley. Patrick Waugh with some help, but he had to make the save on Derek King. Follow up by Steve Thomas. The Canadiens fall back in and swarm pretty strongly. You can see 4 white shirts in front protecting Patrick Waugh, but not before he made the first save. Croup to Brad Delgarno. I think Delgarno was trying to get that one up, but Patrick Waugh kind of crossed him up, and he didn't drop to his knees on that one. I think the best way to describe Patrick Waugh, other than the fact that he's awesome right now, so efficient. He seems...
I think Hogue will get credit for it. Fitzgerald helped set up the screen.
We'll go into a locker room, and they'll almost want to start congratulating one another after the second period. I don't know if Fitzgerald got a piece of that, but Benoit Hogue shot it.
I think Hogue will get credit for it. Fitzgerald.
Probably the surprise of the Portland Winterhawks. Scott Langkell's a 17-year-old rookie, played last year in Abbotsford in the BC Junior League, has an 11-5-2 record, and he's given Joaquin Gage a couple of days off here.
So we had spectacular saves late against Ives. Callahan working into the clear. Callahan didn't get
Callahan on the rush. This is just a great individual effort.
Late first period, Robert Reichel, who's also been hot. And the shot goes between the pads. It's Kirk McLean. It's a 3-2 Flames lead. Second period now. Murray Craven to Bure. Go to the hot shooter, and he ties it at 3. A couple of goals in the game as they go to the third. Nieuwendyk, Roberts, and Reichel also have goals for the Calgary Flames. In Hamilton, Ontario, Florida, and Winnipeg, Roger Nielsen hoping his team could end the 3-game slide. First period, Scott Mellenby beats Mike O'Neill and then gets beaten up. 1-0 Florida to the second. Tom Fitzgerald denied one-on-one, but Stu Barnes, the former Jet, is not denied, and the Panthers go on to win it. 40 saves for John Van Beesbrook, and I believe those that know him well call him the...
Canada's Carrie Mullen, not what she had in mind, but has the presence of mind to say, hi, Mom. Here's a determined Franz Heinzer of Austria.
What happened here? Andy, he came out of his ski. What happened?
More embarrassing moments. This from Albertville 2 years ago. Rough start for the bobsled team from the Virgin Islands. And this is a first, an unusual seating arrangement. The third man in is seating backwards.
Now, wait a minute. What the hell is going on?
Dave, is this skier wearing a lampshade or a helmet? Some Olympic-sized hockey headaches. Sweden's idea of a human hockey puck. And Dave, somebody should remind this goaltender, you must take position in front of the net. Some mirth from the summer games. Pole vaulter Daley Thompson on the approach had a bit of a problem.
Clean in front of the net. Oh!
Here come the top 5 saves.
Almost 4-0 right here, but there's a break. Here comes Murphy alone. Murphy shoots and robbed by Belfort. The crowd rises.
Belfort really challenges. You can't see him right now, but he's well out of his net. Now he's got to scramble to get back in. And watch his second effort, and Murphy just can't quite get it over top of him.
This is Yager. Seemed to mishandle it, then picked it up from Lemieux. Centers. What a stop by Healy on Kevin Stevens. They don't get any better than that, folks. You got that right. What a great action shot all the way in from the blue line.
Behind the net, stop, Oates with it, Oates behind, in front, Leach, block, shot by Oates, a save by Van Beesbrook, and a standing ovation for Van Beesbrook, who has stopped everything in sight. Tom, 10 seconds left in the penalty to Hannon. 1-0 ours for St. Louis, and Basil McRae, and O'Muir stops it right with his glove hand.
And again, Muir, an outstanding save as he waits until McRae makes the move.
Rivers up the middle towards the air. Turgeon. Now to Hogue, who's onside. Comes in on Rossico. Beaten and then King with a shot. Couldn't get it by Rossico. How do you do?
The fans, a lot of them, standing, giving Rossico a deserved round of applause.
We'll give everyone a hand and take a shot next time on Power Stick Hockey Week. Say hello or goodbye to his old teammates. Meanwhile, his new teammates, the Rangers, seem to have the better of the action as they peppered goaltender Bill Ranford with a total of 59 shots. But Ranford held his ground.
Nemchinov moving in against Manson. The shot saved by Ranford. There's a lead for Olczyk onside. Saved by Ranford.
In the circle area, out in front, Zubov! What a save by Ranford! It doesn't get any better than that.
Tipped by Tikkanen, forced the turnover. Here's Gardner, save! Rebound, another save by Ranford.
But Ranford's biggest save came near the end of regulation time with the score tied at 3.
Gardner breaking in on Bill Ranford. Gardner is stopped by Ranford. Bill Ranford did it again.
And in overtime, this man did it. Captain Craig McTavish just 32 seconds in.
Kevin Lowe plays it off the boards, and McTavish keeps it in. Here's McTavish with a wrist shot. He scores!
Coming back from a 3-1 deficit, the Oilers were keeping their desperate playoff hopes alive, while the Rangers, in a dogfight of their own, Summer deserves praise too. He allowed only 5 goals in Hartford's recent 3-game winning streak. But the Whalers lost Burke in warm-ups before a match with Buffalo and called upon backup Mario Gosselin. In that game, the Sabres struck for 3 early goals, but Hartford soon put on a remarkable